Hello future CPAs. For today, let's discuss notes receivable. So notes receivable is another kind of receivable. Ang kinaibahan niya sa accounts receivable is that in notes receivable, ito ay claim supported by a formal promise to pay, usually in the form of notes. Yung notes, it's a written contract in which one person promises to pay to another person. So kung notes receivable, tayo yung babayaran and yung magbabayad sa atin ng pera, siya yung gumawa ng notes. So ang notes receivable, pwede siyang in payment sa atin for short term or long term. Meron kasing period ng payment covered ang notes receivable. Pwedeng short term if less than 12 months or pwedeng long term if beyond 12 months. Kapag short term, pwedeng less than 12 months or 12 months itself, and kapag long term, beyond 12 months. So ang long term notes receivable, pwede siyang non-interest bearing. So non-interest bearing, ibig sabihin wala siyang stated interest. Ibig sabihin kapag non-interest bearing, mas mataas yung face value kaysa sa present value. Yung face value, yun yung amount na babayaran sa atin, while yung present value is computed using a mathematical calculation. So ang non-interest bearing note is palaging discount. Kapag naman ang notes receivable is interest bearing, meron siyang stated interest or nominal interest. Kapag ang nominal interest is mas mababa sa effective interest rate, then ang present value ng note is mas mataas sa face. Kaya mag-e-end up din siya with discount. Pero kapag ang interest bearing note, ang nominal rate is mas mataas sa effective rate, mas mababa ang present value kaysa sa face value, and therefore magre-result siya sa premium. Pero for now, for this video, mag-focus muna tayo sa non-interest bearing note. So, ang non-interest bearing note, pwede yan bayaran, for example, after 5 years. So, yung non-interest bearing note, babayaran after 5 years. So, that's what you call lump sum. Lump sum payment. For example, 5 million. So, babayaran mo ako ng 5 million after 5 years. So, para ma-compute natin yung present value ng non-interest bearing note na ang payment is lump sum is face amount times present value of 1 equals present value. Yung present value of 1 is a present value factor depending on the prevailing market interest rate. Next naman is yung non-interest bearing, pwede rin siyang bayaran in installment. For example, 5 million notes receivable for 5 years. So, every year, babayaran mo ko ng 1 million every end of the year. So, ang formula para malaman natin magkano yung present value is annual installment times present value of ordinary annuity. Para malaman natin yung present value. So, as you can see, imumultiply mo lang sa isang present value factor, makukuha na natin yung present value ng non-interest bearing note. Kapag kasi interest bearing note, dalawang present value factor lagi yung gagamitin mo para makuha mo yung present value. Pero since itong non-interest bearing note is walang stated interest, then diretso na nating minimultiply sa iisang present value factor. Let's now answer problem number 1. Non-interest bearing note, lump sum, and uniform installment. So, ang hinahanap sa atin is, sa case number 1, lump sum, initial measurement of the notes receivable at the beginning of the year, gain or loss, interest income, tapos may mga accrued interest receivable, carrying amount, current asset portion, non-current asset portion, and carrying amount of the note. Let's read the given. On January 1, 2027, Proactive Company sold equipment with historical cost of 5 million and accumulated depreciation of 2 million. So tayo daw, Proactive Company, nagbenta tayo ng equipment sa isang customer na ang carrying amount is 5 million minus 2 million equals 3 million. So nagbenta tayo ng equipment basically na may carrying value na 3 million. Sa case number 1, the equipment was sold in exchange for a 4 million non-interest bearing note. So yung customer natin, nagsulat siya or gumawa siya ng notes tapos binigay sa atin na nangangako na babayaran niya tayo ng 4 million pesos na ang due date is December 31, 20X9. There was no established exchange price for the equipment. So 20X7, 20X8, and 20X9. So, ibig sabihin, 3 years yung term ng note. Again, January 1, 2027 to December 31, 2029, that's 3 years. So, nakalagay dito sa baba, the prevailing rate of interest for a note of this type on January 1, 20X7 on either case, so applicable to sa case 1 and case 2, was 12%. So, ibig sabihin, ito yung tinatawag natin na effective rate. Since non-interest bearing yan, wala siya yung tinatawag na stated rate or nominal rate. Pero, hindi dahil non-interest bearing note ito is wala na tayong i-compute na interest. Dahil yung mga similar notes na ganito sa market daw ngayon is 12% ang interest rate. So, since walang interest na nakalagay dun sa notes natin, pero because of the market, nagkakaroon tayo ng reference kung magkano yung magiging interest natin for this non-interest bearing note, which is 12%. Okay? So, again, yung interest na nakabear dun sa note, yun yung nominal rate or stated rate. Pero kung walang interest na nakabear dun sa note, ang susundin natin na interest is yung effective rate. And i-assume natin na effective rate, equal na rin yan dun sa nominal rate. So, kung lump sum ang bayaran, ibig sabihin, babayaran sa atin ni customer yung 4 million ng isang bagsakan, lump sum, isang bagsakan sa December 31, 20X9. So, ang unang tinatanong sa atin, initial measurement of the notes receivable on January 1. So, alamin muna natin ano yung present value factor. So, since 12%, itatype ko sa calcu ko is 1.12. So, 1.12 divide. And since yung term is 3 years, ipe-press ko yung equal sign ng 3 beses. So, 1 year, 2 year, 3 years. So, ang lumabas is 0.7117 round off natin. So, 0.7118 kasi sabi, round off the present value factors to 4 decimal places. So, 0.7118. So, let's try to compute case 1. So, for case 1, ang present value ng note natin is face amount muna tayo. So, ang face amount natin is 4 million. So, 4 million, i-times natin yan sa 0.7118. Ito yon. Let's compute. 4 million times 0.7118. 2,847,200. So, 2,847,200. So, yung 2,847,200, yan na yung magiging present value ng note natin. Kanina, sabi natin sa discussion natin na kapag non-interest bearing note is palaging discount. Yung discount dito is yung difference between 4 million and 2,847,200 pesos. So, try natin alamin magkano yung discount. 4 million minus 2,847,200. 2,847,200 minus 4 million, 115,82800. So, ito yung sinasabi natin na discount. Kapag non-interest bearing note, again, laging discount. Okay? Dahil wala tayong stated interest. Ang unang tinatanong sa atin is initial measurement of the notes receivable on January 1. Ang sagot natin is 2,847,200. 2,847,200. Next natin is yung gain or loss on the sale of equipment. Ang binenta nating equipment is 3 million. Ang consideration na obtain natin in exchange for the equipment is worth 2,847,200. Hindi yung 4 million na na face value. Ito ang batayan natin. Ito yung cash na i-assume natin na matatanggap natin from the notes receivable. And our equipment has a carrying value of 3 million. So net na yan ng depreciation. Kaya, ang magiging gain or loss natin is, let's compute, 2,847,200 minus 3 million, 152,800. So 152,800. Since negative, loss yan. So, ang sagot natin sa number 2 is 152,800. Number 3, how much is the interest income for 20x7? So, let's try to create an amortization table. So, ang amortization table natin is ganito lang magiging itsura. Bale, nag-start yung term ng note noong January 1, 20x7, and then we will create separate rows for each year end, x7, 1231, x8, and 1231, x9. So, tatlo lang kasi 3 years lang yung term ng note natin. Tapos, lalagay ko dito interest. Ilalagay ko naman dito is principal. So, ang principal natin is 2,847,200. So, 2,847,200. So, every year, madadagdagan yung ating interest. Bale, etong 4 million, 'di ba? Again, our face value is 4 million. Yung 2,847,200, yan yung ating principal, while yung 1,158,200, since non-interest bearing to, walang nakastate na interest sa note. Pero hindi dahil walang nakastate na interest sa note is wala na tayong interest na i-compute. Meron pa din dahil merong prevailing market interest rate na tinatawag. So, yun yung magiging reference natin sa magiging interest natin sa notes receivable. Pero dahil walang stated interest rate, yung 4 million, kasama na dyan yung interest. Yung interest natin is itong 1,158,200. Ang tawag natin dyan is also the implied interest. For amortization purposes, lumilitaw na yung 1,158,200 pesos, yan din yung discount natin. So, from 2,847,200, dapat by maturity date, aakyat siya sa face amount niya na 4 million. So, pag discount, habang tumatagal, tumataas yung carrying value ng ating notes receivable. So, yung 2,847,200, madadagdagan niya ng, let's compute, 2,847,200 times times 12%, 341,664. So, 341,664. So, i-add natin 2,847,200 plus 341,664, 318,864. So, 318,864. So, 318,864. Ngayon, para hindi ka na paulit-ulit na magko-compute, i-times mo lang to sa 1 point effective rate na 12%, 3,571,528. 3,571,528. And lastly, dun sa final year ng notes receivable, magiging 4 million na siya. Okay? So, ang tanong sa atin sa number 3, how much is the interest income for 20x7? Ang sagot natin is 341,664. Next natin, how much is the accrued interest receivable on December 31, 20x7? Wala tayong accrued interest receivable dito dahil yung interest natin is collectible naman siya annually. Okay, so wala tayong accrued interest receivable. Nakokolekta naman natin yan every December 31. Next, carrying amount of the note on December 31, 20x7. That's 3,188,664. So 3,188,664. Another way of computing 318,8664 is basically just 2847,200 times 1 point effective rate. At ang effective rate natin is 12%. So 1.12. 2847, try natin. 2847,200 times 1.12. 318,8864. Ito din yun. O, diba? Current asset portion of the note on December 31, 20x7. As of December 31, 20x7, hindi pa naman due yung ating non-interest bearing note. In fact, lump sum nga isang bagsakan. So as of 20x7, wala pa tayong current portion. Pag tinanong naman, current asset portion of the note on December 31, 20x8, since magiging due na yung notes receivable mo by the end of that year, or by the end of the following year end date, which is December 31, 20x9, then you can answer na ang current asset portion ng notes sa December 31, 20x8 is 3,571,528. Pero for now, 20x7, 0. Ang non-current asset portion ng note is simply, ito ulit, 318,664. Basically, yung buong notes receivable is non-current asset. And the carrying amount of the note on December 31, 20x8, 3,571,528. Next naman natin is kapag uniform installment. So, case 2 tayo. Case 2, uniform installment. So, sabi rito, the equipment was sold in exchange for a cash of 1 million and a non-interest-bearing note due in equal annual installments of 1 million every December 31 starting December 31, 20x7. There was no established exchange price for the equipment. So, i-assume na lang natin na ang due date nitong notes receivable sa case number 2 is also December 31, 20x9. So, ibig sabihin, 3 years pa din yung magiging term ng notes receivable. So, ibig sabihin, 3 installment ng tagwa 1 million every December 31. And meron pang down payment na 1 million. So, para ma-compute natin, yung, di ba, ang face ng note natin is 4 million. Kagaya lang din sa case 1. Pareho lang yan. Iniba lang natin yung facts. Tapos, ililess natin yung down payment natin na 1 million. Kasi, cash na 1 million. So, down payment yan. 1 million. So, ibig sabihin, 3 million yung ating face ng notes. Tapos, i-divide mo pa sa 3 years, which is the term of the note. So, ang annual installment natin is 1 million pesos. Yung 1 million pesos, as we said nung discussion notes natin, ita times natin sa present value of ordinary annuity. So, iba yon sa present value of 1. Kasi since annual installment to, and ang ating prevailing interest rate is 12% pa din. So, 1.12. Press divide sign twice. Tapos, 3 years. So, 1, 2, 3. Tapos, ito yung present value of 1. Para maging present value siya of ordinary annuity, minus 1 divided by 0.12. So, 2.4018. Let's just get the first 4 decimal places. 2.4018. So, 1 million times 2.4018 is 2401800. 2401800. So, yan na yung present value ng note natin. So, let's create our amortization table. So, lalagay ko dito date and then payment, interest, principal, and carrying value or present value ng notes receivable. So again, our starting date is January 1, 20x7. We have 12/31, 20x7, 12/31, 20x8, and finally 12/31, 20x9. So yung 241,800, 240,800 dito natin ilalagay. So 240,800. So ang annual payment dyan is 1 million. 1 million. Ang interest natin is based dun sa 12% effective interest. I-multiply natin sa 240,800. So 240,800 times 12%, 288,216. So 288,216. Yung 1 million na annual installment natin, 'di ba, kada taon magbabayad ka ng 1 million. Kasama na dyan yung interest sa babayaran mo kada taon na 1 million. Ang tawag doon, implied interest. So, inuulit-ulit ko ha, implied interest tawag doon. So, ito yung interest. Yung difference niyan, mapupunta sa principal. So, 1 million minus 288,216, 711,784. So, 711,784, yan yung attributable sa principal. So, lalagay ko dito 711,784. So, ang mangyayari ngayon, 240,800 minus 711,784. 240,800 minus 711,784. So yung portion ng nabayaran na sa principal is 711,784. So pag pinag-minus, 1,690,016. So let's try answering our questions. Number 1, initial measurement of the notes receivable on January 1, 20x7. So, ito yon and ito din yon, 240,800. So, 240,800. Next, how much is the gain or loss on the sale of equipment? Okay, so, ang consideration natin na natanggap natin for our sale of equipment is yung 1 million na down payment and the present value of the notes. So, 1 million cash plus present value of our notes receivable, 240,800. So that's 340,800. The equipment is costing 3 million. So kopyahin na lang natin dito. Same lang naman. 3 million pesos. So our gain is 401,800. So, lalagay ko dito, number 2, gain on sale under uniform installment is 401,800. Next natin, interest income for 20x7. So, ang interest income natin for 20x7 is 288,216. 288,216. Next, accrued interest receivable on December 31, 20x7. So, wala tayong accrued interest receivable kasi sabi dito, due siya in equal annual installment of 1 million every December 31. So, nung December 31, kasama na sa 1 million dyan, kasama na dyan sa 1 million yung interest. Okay? So, since binayaran na sa atin noong December 31, wala na tayong i-accrue na receivable sa December 31. Bayad na nga eh. So, ang i-debit natin cash sa halip na accrued interest receivable or simply interest receivable. Kaya, ang sagot natin dito sa number 4 is 0. Next, carrying amount of the note on December 31, 20x7. That's 1,690,016. 1,690,016. So, ang formula natin para hindi, halimbawa, exam nyo, time pressure, wala nang time gumawa ng amortization table. So, yung 240,800 mo, di ba yan yung present value nung January 1? Ang tinatanong sa atin, magkano yung present value ng December 31, 20x7. So, ang gagawin mo is again, times 1 point effective rate. Ang effective rate natin is 12%. Ima-minus mo yung binayad sa'yo, which is 1 million. So, 1 million. So, ang formula natin is basically present value times 1 point effective rate minus inflow. Yung inflow, yan yung annual installment na natatanggap natin from our customer every December 31. So, try natin ha. Pag tinry natin yan, dapat ito yung lalabas, 1,690,016. So, let's try. 2,401,800 times 1.12 minus 1 million. 1,690,016 din yung lalabas. So, yan yun. Next, current asset portion of the note on December 31, 20x7. So, bago natin malaman current asset portion of the note, alamin natin magkano yung carrying amount naman ng notes receivable on December 31, 20x8. So, 1,690,016 times 1.12 minus inflow na 1 million na annual installment, 892,818. So, round off. 892,818. Tinatanong sa atin, current asset portion on the note on December 31, 20x7. So, as of December 31, 20x7, again, your carrying amount of your note is 1,690,016. So, 1,690,016. Ang non-current asset portion dyan is itong 892,818, which is yung magiging carrying value ng note mo ng December 31, 20x8, which is yung sumunod pa na taon. So, 892,818. Non-current yan as of, or non-current asset yan. Non-current asset yan as of 2027. So, ang current natin is yung 1,690,016 minus 892,818. So, yung difference between the two. So, 797,198. 797,198. So, ito yung current asset portion, 797,198. And yung non-current asset portion is 892,818. Ang carrying amount naman na note on December 31, 20x8 is yung 892,818 din. And to further explain kung bakit yung 797,198 is naging current asset portion as of X7, let's try to compute. Bali, ang annual payment mo, again, 1 million naman yan, di ba? Every December 31. Tapos, ang interest mo is 1,690,016. 1,690,016 times 12%. 202,802. 202,802. I-minus na. So, ito yung 1 million. Sa 1 million, ang interest is 2 million or is 202,802. So, pag pinag-minus, makukuha natin magkano yung principal sa 1 million. 202,802. 797,198. 797,198. So, mapapansin nyo yung 797,198, yan din yung sinabi natin na current asset portion as of December 31, 20x7. Kasi, ine-expect natin na yung 797,198 sa susunod na taon ng 20x7, which is the 20x8, is mababayaran na tong portion na to ng principal dun sa notes receivable natin. Kaya siya naging current asset portion. Tapos yung natira at year-end na payable or receivable pala natin, yung natira na receivable natin by the end of 20x8, yan naman yung non-current asset portion natin as of 20x7. So, yan yung answers natin. And that concludes our discussion for non-interest bearing note. Our next discussion is long-term interest bearing note naman. So, goodbye for now, future CPA.